record reflect this, that if you're an NDC person and you decide to go and do galamsey, you're on your own. You are on your own. President Mahama will deal with you brutally. Don't. So once you make up your mind that you are going to do this, remember that one, you are the enemy of President Mahama. Two, you are the enemy of his government. Three, you are the enemy of the NDC. At this point, you are an environmental terrorist.
In fact, and most importantly,
you understand, you are an environmental terrorist.
Essentially.
So if you decide to do any of this, don't for a minute assume that something will happen and then they will call order from above. That order, if you are the one going to respond to that order, one, you won't get Dr. Omani getting involved. No, you won't get him.
You get a director of operations of the presidency.
You won't get him. So
what?
please, in the name of God, there are a lot of legitimate businesses that as an NDC person you can do in this government.
Okay.
Don't let you become Sintidua for President Mahama.
Well,
let the record reflect this, that if you're an NDC person and you decide to go and do galamsey, you're on your own. You are on your own. President Mahama will deal with you brutally. Don't. So once you make up your mind that you are going to do this, remember that one, you are the enemy of President Mahama. Two, you are the enemy of his government. Three, you are the enemy of the NDC. At this point, you are an environmental terrorist.
In fact, and most importantly,
you understand, you are an environmental terrorist.
Essentially.
So if you decide to do any of this, don't for a minute assume that something will happen and then they will call order from above. That order, if you are the one going to respond to that order, one, you won't get Dr. Omani getting involved. No, you won't get him.
You get a director of operations of the presidency.
You won't get him.
So
what? please, in the name of God, there are a lot of legitimate businesses that as an NDC person you can do in this government.
Okay.
Don't let you become Sintidua for President Mahama.
Well,
some interviews conducted with a few of the residents indicate that the modus operandi of Akonta Mane is to use force to enter and destroy even the farmlands and produce of poor farmers in the area. Armed with this intelligence, on the eve of Good Friday, 17th of April, an intelligence-led operation by the Ghana Police Force and the Forestry Commission led to the raid of 6 illegal mining sites linked to Akonta mining. This operation is still ongoing because the officers are still conducting operations, and that operation will continue in the coming weeks. The operation in compartment 19, which began at 5 a.m. on that day, lasted for a whopping 12 hours. And the last 3 days has also continued. So far, 51 arrests have been made, 8 Chinese nationals, 39 Ghanaian, and 4 women. So far, we have seized about 30 excavators. 5 have been required impounded at the operation base. 2 pump-action guns loaded with 5 and 2 rounds of BP cartridges each. 1 single barrel gun retrieved. We have confiscated 2 Toyota Hilux pickups, 1 Toyota RAV4, 4 motorbikes, and a cache of mining equipment. Also, suspects have been transported to Accra and in the custody of the Ghana Police Service pending prosecution. In light of the overwhelming evidence have authorized the Minerals Commission to immediately take steps to revoke the lease of Akunta mining with immediate effect. I've directed the Forestry Commission officials connected to these illegalities be immediately interdicted pending further investigations and prosecution. Security agencies have been notified to investigate security officers who have had dealings with Akunta mining in this particular forest reserve. The Attorney General has also been briefed and has taken over the investigation for further action.
Senior as my bepo asem at least ye trim grana and you will keep visa. Oh, can send me ya.
Well, you woman and I did me that daughter.
Send me, oh, but okay, no, mammy Phyllis and we be bad. Also, the power my poem of mammy, she say. Me no tear dear. Also, we can be beside me. Oh, better Elmacum, seminar me.
No, so in a minute.
Ah, media.
And so I have a farm or
oh, said that you would be a dower. Now, so now you're own pay.
Oh, when you're bad, dear.
What can say, oh, when you're bad, I'm just a would consider.
David, I've been considered.
That's when you're
in fact, Mr. You're very nice.
Ah, wouldn't you? Catch on your 20 years off. I'll pick it.
And to me, I catch it only our tone chain say, afa, a pick it. To say your home baby, a picking no if we buy it. Your be a happy Easter. Those of you watching us from all over the world, baby be every nook and cranny of the world, baby I wish be a wish me be and catch it only our tone chain say, a pick it. Afa. Intimini I wish me type, see a fa and a pick it. Wow, shemi be just my inking komo type of apeke and I say afa apeke afa intimo yanko apeke afa oti. Thank you so much, Elizabeth Fojo, Roberta Lante, fantastic ardent supporter, not just a follower, a supporter. Thank you so much for your kind heart and everything. Mawanda, Millicent Aqua, and Ni Richard Tete Inshira Adepa Kase Apeke. Yes, Yachio Bibia fantastic. Yachio Bibia Inshira Adepa Afa. Yachio Bibia wherever you're watching me from, catch you when you say Apeke Afa. Yada say Samuel Do Zaid Mohammed Apeke Ntinuminia Mawunyo Apeke Mame Hema Kwabna free apeke Jacqueline Cody. Yachio Bibia, and I wish all of you fantastic Easter festivity, of course. So that regional minister Ashanti region for the yeoman's job 1 year or the life. He has really animated the facility now a war abono and now say lakeside honum Ashanti region. Lake Bosumche eho ade ajeje be yesi ho abaya basa na yi jama facility no asay but within 2 weeks no we share facility no the way honorable Dr. Frank Amwakohene mia mikro ni ye nyina ye secretary intino yes intino catch say apeke yes catch say apeke Maunyo Freddy fantastic man, thank you so much. Enti Dana say what the life he is really animated that facility no anka yenya amemu ansesa anka minuan mo amo bosomtwe anka ade fefe a jeje be yesi ho abrebi a jeje pese ogina home no onkotena London. One beautiful thing about leaders ni bi no na Kwame Nkrumah pese ogina home no Kwame Nkrumah market women e wo Ghana nyina no esi ejiji wo musika, especially market women and no more makola any Accra kronum nyina ejiji sika eno mo disi peduase lodge no e de che Kwame Nkrumah enye so mo de magana bayon Omodi che Kwame Nkrumah Peduase Lodge no. It was like a chedie from Ghana ma to Kwame Nkrumah. But odi ho ye say oye adwuma na odwen Ghana ho na obrea. Be pone so e na obekwa akwede obekwa akotena. Into the last time I mishia the youngest old man in the whole of the Republic of Ghana, Mr. Kwaku Sintim Misa. And I'm busan say onim idea ntia Kwame Nkrumah etusu Peduase say e ho na obeba akogye na home because so udina Peduase a unhu Accra kroni nyina so udina Peduase wa unhu Accra ebru ho unhu Accra kroni nyina e kire wo say sometimes nse enwoma mu ye din ma wo a on enwoma ye din ma wo a afi elevate yourself to a certain pedestal so that you'll be able to see all the wrongs. Into okodina Peduase na odwen oman ho a afi no ehu kuro no ekuro ni sinanim te se ayowa ewo ifiefufu opatase. So this man is able to know specifically the baby or the bibia dey epese odisi into for purpose. JJ one who dan kitwa bi a okoye ye ane de wi a okoye si ensuo ne ho no okogina home. But the enkofo bi be dia there some few months ago. Omo de omo kwaji o mahome a. So omo anko London any broni amenom wine na eche so omo nka nipa ho. But kudos to the regional minister Frank Amoakohene for this beautiful work. Enye honko regional coordinating council ho any presidential villa Simon Osemen said jaye ma airport titino. He is bringing life to that facility as well. Now, saying nyinara minia eya taxes, eya mimi taxes, and ye di boss anuma no nyina bra. So ye jai mane say ya, ye besa akoyi tax foforo. Na ye di akwa akosi, na enkoda tete fom, na ematan wo fom. And sometimes people don't understand what we come to do on this beautiful platform. That is why some of us know. You're not coming from where we are coming from. You may think, say, oh, what? Oh, I didn't a nice gentleman. Oh, betna hona. Oh, can somewhere yadi check Ghana from penny for. Yes. And someone men someone put the osi account. Oh, shed the Ghana penny biaba be your qua. Oh, this is your body trimutuo. Because so would you be at a when we are sikakra and call this kind of mouth. But me both to now this kind of macrana, wona we are you don't have the opportunity to enjoy the money. And to me, we took a conscious decision. And ya bet na higher the air, no. And yet the cleanness of heart, the purest of heart, men obi onim bianim say adia no memfa ma no amount of words. And I mean no one can coax me. No one can coax me to do things to favor them. You cannot cajole me. Never, don't try. You cannot cajole me. Wontumi. You cannot bamboozle me. Wontumi nada me. Se me oya ade na me koto to it na mia na me free me pimze. Me di etri. Se ye jimi sem kro mia na ma take decision se me. But say wo so wo dada me boa. You lie bad. Inti yeno, ya take conscious effort ni abetna hasi. Okay? Say ye be boa. Na ya chinipa adwen esi. Enioma so. Esan say, enkro akese no a, ye tam ye bag koso. Na ye ni age, ye ma ho visa no ani age no. Eye nipa o se mia moja. Or red blood cells, white blood cells, or what all the parts of the body they are not different. They are not different from us. Omunye nkofo sunku bia esin ye. Na sin omo de sin ya ne se omo da sori anopa. Omo ma omo adwen ye adwuma. Okay? They use their gumption. They use their gumption. They don't amuse themselves with stupidity. They muse on things. You see, amuse means don't think. Muse means think. They think. But what we continuously and continually have as leaders on that part of the world, that side of the world, and say we get people who are always involved in amusement. They always get themselves amused, not mused. They cannot cogitate. They cannot think deep into issues. Okay? The only day be no amusement park because sorry. But thanks to the Almighty, Jah say a memoir sisa. Not the paradigm gradually shift. We need to shift that leadership paradigm. No? Entitekwa o ene fa wo mo ma wo be di yen so ene wan say enkofo ye o mo adwen say o mo bebo o mo ho so kakra na o mo de butaye nti agana foko di line so 2024 December ekoto aba enkofo si o mo de the reason ti awoto aba no ebe ye adwuma kakra no one will say akunta mining. And akunta mining has been questioned. Akunta mining no, and ya stop no. And akunta mining. But some months ago, some years ago, the same akunta mining no had the solid backing from the number one gentleman at the time of the land. Yet Nana Akufo-Addo. Nanka president ye accuse a private businesser. Yet then a president obejina ho na u defend it, say they are not involved in any illegal mining. In that cell no, nature say akunta mining no enye Wontumi dia o. Akunta mining no. Akufo-Addo ene nabusuafo and no di obi aye frontal keke obi na frontier ade na ede ama wo because a unni interest will be more ade na ya accuse say oba abewia ade de abafie ho wa wonso nim say ade bi aye foreign aba wo fie ho ye accuse uba no eho a onka say okay me kwa akohwe dem o empo ye accuse unni mu asenu eno anu wa huri into conclusion say enye me ban ne fire u sign obanity wanso nim se oba no ena edi bone no se nye sa dia na wo na osoma oba ne se onkobo kro no. So definitely you have to defend Obano. Definitely. Yes, definitely. You have to defend Obano. We had a bunch of troglodyte leaders and tetekwa obi oye tetekwa ne friend troglodyte obi oye tetekwa we experience some kind of troglodytic friends say kind of leadership and kofo omo ye tetekwa na omo adwen wu tete adwen ene wo omutirim ene minister in charge of lands and natural resource ama Kofiboa ohwe devastation na the devastation na akonta mine ayewo Ghana hono no a wentimi an control emotions na what friends say conference as you say meeting as na osu osu because ohwe devastation no say ya nipa sia se Ghana efuo anase mfuo the way enkofo sia se yensuo na momo fi se eye esuo no ene nsase nimpo na say the most dangerous thing the dangerous the most like catastrophic of all the we say ni nyina ye emframa na ye home no emframa no enti bia na obi age omo say ye nsuo omo say ye nsase hwe what about emframa no ene communities around the bia ye galamsey no omo inhale enioma ni kwan say omo inhale eko omo minia wo say abatuo eho omfaso se wo ka kire opanyi bia odi nso say ade a wo ye ompe o ka na se oso ontia okay ekwan na wo fa aso de ne kosi ho no fa saa kwan ne so na yi ne free ho finito wan sa abatuo ho omfaso bi nuanom adofo obi bia wo hwe ne achichi ne benche have you seen many anu ne adofo wahu ye ma ha say just to gainsay just to contradict to ye bebo ye trimu ne ye ka bibi o the sinkofo ne from say troglodytes omo ye ntetekwa to omo ni enisuade hunu bi ade afa ni o mani so ndi yense no ade ntia ye pe entem ne nya ye ho na only one funny thing aya na medwen ho a na obibini ho ya mesre obibini o ye leader o bokro no de medwen ho a ye mesre say or impoverishing ne nkofo ni nyina no na or enrich na or empower obroni no a bibini ehu ne say obroni na ema bibini nkoso anytime a kleptocracy say ye wia oman japade every baby a wi aye no akose baby oman foforo so se oni kosi akodi anytime leaders tend to like pillage their country's resources no so omo yes omo wi a one funny thing no omo nwi hu nkwa achi say over $1 million every Ghana top property the United Kingdom, the United Arab Emirates, the United States of America, Canada, Spain, France. Do you know what you're doing? Oh, import, ma onko for danye here for. Na wama obroni ba, wa bodam, yare autism. Na kobwa ne se omu nyesika, na omu fanshe omu, eni se oko broni krum, na autistic children, all the facilities, all the educational facilities, all the like social amenities to their disposal. And yes, Brunino echo G sika ewo heaven. Sika if you wo Africa new crown for politician. If you wo Africa crown for technocrats no. If you wo Africa or hine na oye crown for no, wo ho na free a ono de hwe ne man ne nananom sa no. Ini so wote say yes see broni de ube wo broni krom a ube wo Germany a ye betua ye be ma akra no social kakra na ode ahwe you know the reason tia ye ntumi nya bi wo ye man minum say wo politician no oye krom for into obe wies kano ena ma medical can time and over say time and number say adia a broken nipa intelligence e krono. The number one thing that blocks human intelligence is a stealing mentality. Obi owo krono adwen no na unyansa a block it into the here time I fa wadwuma ma oye wadwen se obe biti wo boss no kakra bia na unyansa ne wahonim nyina ne ko ubokrono ni wi na krono no ekowie ubone a ho enna na wo kofa wo kohwehwe unyansa no ede asaba enso na animgu ase ato awie I am speaking the hard truth. Adia ese nipa wo wiase ye krono. Ebi before ye ni enemy bia. E wiase the history no eda ho obia de obia ya akwapen. Before say broni befa bibini edi na koye nkoa no na ebibifo ankasa bi efa omo ho ebibifo edi omo ye nkoa enti no nye excuse. But the only problem in say ye no omo befa ye nkoa no ye ni omo kala no difference room enti de bia no omo kala no e remind ye of pains no de ko no. But wonu a okofa infantini akwa fantini na okofa anwani akwa no munyina no muhunam su no edey ese enti bibia no a ekai wo se munyina ma wo ama munyina ma create one like community ntino. You cannot differentiate say na we na ya akwa na say na we na nya akwa no. But in a case of like a country like America, the slaves and slave masters no omo kala no vast difference ntino eye obvious ma who say we ye metamfo. United Kingdom no be fa oye akwa no some years ago no so ya akwa. Go and read their history. Enti so be fa o de oye akwa and no nye excuse say a stifle a suppress your development and your advancement on kind kono. It cannot be suppressed by your past horrible experience. Say, once upon a time, some group of people invaded your territory. Not busao, the gold that abrofene fakoye, any gold that's to say Africa or the end the doors. And why can't we make good use of the ones and when you can ask them say, abrofo no omo kono yesi omo de resource ko abrofo no omo fa awia ne koye awia bogu e ma broni ote awo mu no onya awia ne yi ne kura no or the solar panel e na e power ne nyoma broni no okono o de mframa na e wo wini ba ne koye e de menti na e fe ne wini ba mframa bo ho enti broni no any send nipa etutu nkrodi no. It's either say kro no buy na bia bi si ho no de betu ne din or buy na nyoma bi koso ho no de betu ne din or buy the natural happenings no and obehwe so no de atu kro din enti broni ni si simpa kro no a ye friend winiba no o si simpa kro no hwe mframa a ball ho gidigidi no and no say this is a windy bay ni sa na dani winiba because our people couldn't get the accent right. And no more corrupt word no. And they be here then. Winiba. Enti and no tell says how windy bay and that's a winiba ho. So we mounted heavy windmills windmills. Aye adia a dim frama na di generate electricity. O mount si wa o ntumi mfa and generate electricity. Obetumi. O kosrem area bogu the hottest point in Ghana na Vrongo Paga. Sa na Vrongo ni Paga honom no and na the hottest point area bogu krom honom no area bogu kwa because we have leaders omo ye akronfo. Omo ye akronfo, so they cannot harness, they cannot harvest. Eriana ebono omo yentimi mfa nyehwe because krono ablock yen nyansa. Ye nyansa. Entu ye akronfo nti e na wokogye anwam koto aba. Enti de ode mo ne ma ono ye kromfo wonso a wokogye mo na di no ye kromfo enti de ode mo ne ba no ne nyansa no ya block no de okogye mo edi no susu ne nyansa block enti ye bunch of nkofo a ye nyansa a block and so we keep knocking our heads and interlocking our horns. Bronin kono or the river Volta ekoye. Bronin amfa the Volta Lake na anko. Wamfa river Ankobra anko. Wamfa densu anko. Wamfa ofin anko. Enne Bronin na wamfa ofin anko. Na Bronin no be wia ye gold no. Wa mesi nsuma anwia gold o. Enne hwan na esi nsuma omwia gold. Akonta mining or ye wani or ye Ghana ni. So those of you are, you see, the cheapest thing any man, any human being, any species can make is to blame. But you forget that the more you blame the lion, the more the lion takes you as its feed. So we now complain say adena odi ma beto lions nu adena nature nyankopon kura wama jata beto ahye so more na we ho complain no more na jata na ewe na all pass wo edible parts ni bi edi ama ne ma. Your complaints can never change the behavior of the lion. Your complaints can never change the behavior. The complaints of the antelope can never change the behavior of the lions. Because lions eat antelope. How can I see my delectable delicacy and walk past it? Ebeye den mehu aduane a eye aduane a mepe ne matwam afa ho. Minia, how do you walk past a delectable delicacy? You have seen a delicious meal, and then you walk past it and go and find which other food. You are looking for food, and naturally you have seen that food you like the most. How do you walk past it, run past it, and go looking for other food that you don't even have hope? Sure. Do you think say or no entna sepo so? Ontna sepo so enter thousands of miles, thousands of kilometers, in free Portugal, no ome pie Africa, Ghana, Edina, na oba na moti adia ope gold, moti adia ope bauxite, moti adia ope ivory, na wabetra ho, waltna se adwen. Wadwen di ni nyansa no. Edia ye akode esan se onim se baabi a okono. Okoa, there's no way say adena omope no ye de be man on a silver platter. Enti, what do? You arm yourself. Ufa akode. Now take it that risk. The greatest risk abrofuni take it and say they didn't know, the sailors didn't know where they were getting to. They didn't have a perfect, a well cut out, a precise and succinct destination. But they set out to sail. Tomo kwa and framani sisane bo bebiana edoma kopia. And they never complained. Baby biara and framani boy the sailors ni kopia biano. They made good advantage of that land. Why can't we think the same? Aden ye di entimi nwin sabie. Na ye de yamma ye japade, yamma ye gudie. Now if we cannot even convert the natural resources, no, you need nyansa, what do? Can't we go how the Arabs, no, how they bargain with the Europeans, no? Arabs, no, how many technology, no? They use their natural resources and they bargain and negotiated so much very well. Say, when our technology now also be too oil, no? Yebe more too, but a was a kesi na kami ho. Now we'll fuck it one. Ope, meye, onye dia ko a good game and se ho. But onu plenty. ono pe na onum se enu na ne life it depend wo suntino ene wo de agikese no na ma meketwa no enu na ama Arabs no they have only oil but their people are filthy rich. And then you saw near my house why you could Dubai. In Nipa na build Dubai no. In Nipa na build Dubai no. Omo di a good year na from a good year na sensuum, a good year na system from emu, and ne emiamuno, and omo dia build chrono. Why can't we also build similar thing? Why can't we for once sit down and rack our brains? Because if you crack your brains will break into pieces. We don't crack brains, we rack the brains. Why can't we rack our brains and see if something positive will come out of the racking of the brains? Enti bibini akonta mining oji agudie na abeto dan wo London oto dan wo London na wama painters enkoda omo institutions mu esua painting wama omadwuma enkoda omo sua steel bending wama omadwuma enkoda omo sua brick or block laying wama omadwuma wasipo adwuma ne from Ghana e dia koma emefro United Kingdom. Intina wo se afi no. Ye science say ye ho eko the UK High Commission na say UK Embassy e wo Ghana ho. Na ye ko visa because u leader no asepo adwuma no free wo krom e dia ba ne krom nti wo se ko visa na ye be toa adwuma no. And I have seen say a lot of people are saying say oh don't travel and then if you are traveling on a genuine way come and experience life. It is not just about say obey adwuma. Come and see at least what people are doing. And upon reaching this country no crown, upon getting here no, you can even see one particular thing that will change your mind. And even if you want to go back, you go back with fantastic ideas. Look at people. Ibrahim Mahama Beko School United Kingdom. All kono obehu bibi na oye ni secret and o de call ye. Most of our kesefo omo Ghana honom no. So ye kran e wo Ghana wa so sa tu kwan kakra obeba no ubonse ne na adwene mu asa bie mo. Woni bibi akwantuo expedition e good. E good etenyi nipa thinking. He mona amoko asori no Easter for amoko asori amoye Christians. What didn't Abraham have? E didn't na Abraham no oni no ne papa te no. But ye mani to kwan free baby a ne papa ne comfort zone no e mani ko hwa ade. So when people are moving, the mass exodus, the exodus of people from Africa, say, you see, to kwan, but just say, there's one guy there, all champions say, people shouldn't travel. Massa, leave people to behave the way they want to behave. Originally, also on Ghana and build Ghana, no. Says Ghana or be build Ghana, no. Or yes, or they build Ghana, or they building the farms, or this kind of koto first ally, and a kufwado, ebe cool, ebe two. First allied more and me egu tinisika na ashe. Enti obi at that time no ordinisika ne tu kwan ba broni man so. Ene de ordinisika ye so koye afu but wosumi bia so a obesebu of first allied no. Why na ne de aba ho fa so? Let people behave the way they want to behave. Because all of us cannot be farmers in Ghana. All of us cannot be poultry farmers in Ghana or cassava farmers. Let's allow people. Because obi ohonmo and what's oh yeah adwuma ema obi na here is the case say adwuma na akonta mining ewia sika ya na odiko bruni krum politicians bi ewia sika yi sika ekufo adomu asese fi Ghana dia akɔhye abonten no omhu se aba no e dia enko yi no ye da sorry ya ye se bedi etuo asante when ya stroke or Ghana or could do American when ya stroke or boa or my yesicano. And wako she baby or didn't cool. Keno for it ata. Odi sikani wie ye no wo so okọ abrocha ye de akohwe ne ho yare ye se ya adwin ye adwuma se ya adwin eye adwuma ufri tebi ahemfie na se wo se wo pese wo kọ hospital wo University of Ghana Medical Center e be take you 6 hours there be but ya adwin ye adwuma nti enipa bet na plane mu from Ghana to United States of America 11 hours so ko san ho yare. Meanwhile, Otenaka move from Chebi to University of Ghana Medical Center and taking 6 hours. Won say nipa gini. Sa afi mo hu say enye ye pen say yebedi obi atamo. But nkofo ne pen say ye de en kasa ne nchechiri mu no ebedi omo atem. I thank the minister and was ye bo minister na baso say obe koso aye de oye no and obi bia wa na adwen say obe impoverish the people of the Republic of Ghana no yeah on this beautiful platform ye no be ye nianan ye massa kwan no say o be di yesika na etua o ka then you export our jobs. No, what sipu ye nyuma dia koma abrofuma. Why? And then obiko Germany se ne yirene one ne yirene ne mat Ghana wo omo chiri wo mo se oba ne se opese otu kwan ne nua mema mu bi kura wo Germany na omo ba be fa ojire wo Ghana edna kose olonso mra na meye aduma e wo se by default no oba no e wo se ojae because okwa e wo se ode awo and kunya ne paper. And you guys don't sit down to calculate how this japa, this year to kwai, ako bi kroso, ako bo brano, it is really breaking African family ties. But also jawo yire no maho. Na broni bay, and obe jane yire ne maho. Se ohwa akotena baby. But boni na ye di wa Africa no. We have no clue how far this thing is breaking our social fabric, how this thing is breaking our very existence. We are only living on the edge. We are living a precarious life. I am telling you, and then obedient a 2 kwanya na ni real ni yemasin because na onya du Germany honso na the visit na koye na okotenem na ne visit ni wu a enne no to do marriage fake wake no abrofo na yayo enne dia ka ne say ne owo document wo no ono fair for example Germany dia automatic at once by fault and immediately no you getting a paper enti de oye enti ebeye den na wo beti say oyiri papers oni obi akwa akwo na bema Jimmy for wo san say me yiri no obi akwa akwo nti no masa akwa akoware no emfa but our leaders no ekufado mu be di ade no you see he wo say on me nua no mo he ye kan nyina no ekufado mu de o madi nkwasasem no o mu ko enne abeto NDC for so senya Ghana for nya gidi wo mu no we cannot expect, and we don't expect you guys, say, use 4 years or 8 years to fix all of our problems for us. But what we can assure you is, say, if you don't start, no one can learn the sense to continue. So one sasia, obin to me nyasa adwene say or betwaso enti. And then there was a way the osma woneduma. Or tenemu asem unim. A 9 to was a medium uria, netina bi obi ne mameye. Uria a ye legacy da hose, the ononsu bebano, and also ononsu ria, a luta continua, Victoria Aseta. Timini anami adofo, uye business wo Ghana hoa. Yes, a second now your business no. Ba unya sikali nyina wie. Na wankasa wabusuafo no mu wu. Onamfo mo omde omko school, oni omko school omu wu. Oman essay. Wesuasu a edida oman no mu essay a at the end of the day what benefit? What benefit? Yes, sorry, I say abrofu ni nua. Ene abrofu na mom high street, omo highways nyina na omo duedua nua. One will be environment in the damage no. Enye Photoshop. Photo we just 2 days ago, me na man na me try. Enye one location no ekronum nyina sa na mutie. Emre bi omo ti so no, omo ye mistake bi that we have been blessed and privileged say. Ye kwa de ye opportunity say ye who mistakes and go for ye when they were building their countries. Why should we fester in our stupidity? And then ye koswatna ye jimmy we bask in our stupidity. And then ye tna ye jimmy mu ejintra he. Fellas, Ankama, I say yes. NDC cannot afford to fail. And so to speak, to fail the youth of the Republic of Ghana. I tell you, it's a big load. And I end this mobile budget. Amakofiboa, we will entreat you, say, you have to crack the whip to the core. Abnan Eka, just copy. We have been privileged. And you will obabe trans aging aye excavator. And ya be China for na excavator no ho. Koto excavator and koto bulldozer, koto all the earth moving machines no. Never be your kind. That one too is a headache. Inti enye se o betna sinu wasu me nya wusu na hu hia me. But sooner usuno the acceptance and the recognition say there's a huge problem at hand. There's a huge problem at hand. And if you have realized say problem wo honti na usu dia, then Mr. Minister, you have to leave to that task. Because what will please our soul, our minds, and our hearts is to see you succeed. Because yen ye tomu edema Ghana for o salary any allowances are wojino me minjibi. But I can bet you ye duma simu bi and amudi enya position no. So woji aketua na minibia de bema mani agene say. Se akonta mining na ese Ghana nsu ni yasase ya abankaba enkanensa. Just get the people, arrest people so that it will serve as a learning kind of thing for others who have that kind of mindset, diabolic mindset. No, look at Ghana. You who say obia di sika. Ye nyesika ni wi nso a na de akoto Gucci bag. Ye nyesika ni wi a na de akoto na de cars. Oh, American, how often do you see say brony bia or ye average? So ye teacher ni or ye doctor na wato be 5 cars. Na egu ni fie. Na ono ni fie no a no apartment na se ni fie na wato no. Parking lot kure wo ye se na okoto 5 cars e dia ba besi ho. But we live in a country or be a district director of education or pe car or de be kwa yi or pe de be kwa kurase or pe de be kwa yi enti no aye bibimbi mo na bibini bon no modi wia ne nkofo ne man sika o wia o afi onyanyansade bia amfa sika ne nye abrofo ne nyese o mu wia sika o mu wia sika no enye se o mu nye corrupt o mu ye corrupt crossing ye se broni nye corrupt ensin ya anka ye ne o mu no hwan mu krom na police for doso hwan mu krom nso na prisons doso hwan mu krom nso na tuo any crime doso eyo mu ho eyo krom na nyoma nyina ewo nanso so ono no minister ono no leader ne bokro no a sikane da so tikro ni mu a nyansa omo won say din say wa bo okro no bi hu yenso no enam say yenni nyansa bi enti no ye bokro no ne kra na onim say oni nyansa odi beye bibi ama emfaso aba so enti no enye pam no twam no memfa nko sha America na odi akoto dan na wasesa na yire ne ba kwa akotena ho enti free politics mu 1 year pe na ne ho kire no afi no otim because sikana e wo se nkode reinvestment in the economy no otim no odi tua dan ka ema na yire ne ma e wa America enti omo nse da nya adwuma papa bia ho e na omo sake the country omo fia. This is the reason. Many anum ni adofo. Me say I am not moved by crying now, minister ni ye no. I'm only moved say now almost stop akunta mine now. Any a first step, we will have to applaud them because it is sometimes to the decisions some of the leaders and now say ministers need take amidst corrupt practices and yet easy. If you don't stand your ground firmly, sometimes decision you are Wontumi take. But we have to applaud. We have to commend him. We have to commend him. Say, the first step, say, you best stop and then we kickstart investigations into your activities. Yeah, there will be biase. Na share and or to our also. Sorry. So this is it. So that is what is happening. Minianum. Labi, Coco, Ajay. Or say this is heartbreaking. It's not heartbreaking. Me see me interest any sooner also because me I don't attach emotions to all these things. We are not moved. We are not perturbed. Okay, to me, to some of us, it's a bit of a stretch. Okay, but sometimes you have to give something a bit of a stretch so that people will see how the gravity, like how devastating and catastrophic the thing is. Ti adwuma no, we adwuma no to say the na. We will come here and on this beautiful platform no, ye bebo wabaso. E do bi ase. So by man come on here then. Felix, whatever news, so the Zlativ Estrella, Echia Obibia, and Sharp Brain Physics, Echia so Obibia or buy on our YouTube Nisono, Edamoasi, some buy a Moshe Namolaki, with that into me. Keep pushing the videos, let it reach people. I will say a rich woman, Priscilla, Echia Soso, and Ray Billy, Teresa Corte, Efia Heman, and why bio. Obibia overshare me biano, yet say Facebook and so much Obibia. Yes, Facebook, it's been a bit long since you saw me there, and we're trying to use the old page, in Tinselba, just try to engage yourself so that the feed will open up and the algorithm will work to our favor. So the next time you have live, people will not find it a bit difficult in getting the notification. Georgia Pia and a call Mensa, Yachia Obibia, Kweku Isaac, That's a fantastic one. People on Facebook, Abu Yahya and Kwame Eje Mensa, Labi Koko. Okay, Labi, I mentioned your name earlier on. It'll be Biasi. And our friend is saying, no, you be saying, Yakramo. Bye bye.
Let the record reflect this, that if you're an NDC person and you decide to go and do galamsey, you're on your own. You are on your own. President Mahama will deal with you brutally. Don't. So once you make up your mind that you are going to do this, remember that 1, you are the enemy of President Mahama. 2, you are the enemy of his government. 3, you are the enemy of the NDC. At this point, you are an environmental terrorist.
In fact, and most importantly,
you understand, you are an environmental terrorist.
Essentially.
So if you decide to do any of this, don't for a minute assume that something will happen and then they will call order from above. That order, if you are the one going to respond to that order, 1, you won't get Dr. Omani getting involved. No, you won't get him.
You get a director of operations of the presidency.
You won't get him.
So
please, in the name of God, there are a lot of legitimate businesses that as an NDC person you can do in this government.
Okay.
Don't let you become Sintidua for President Mahama.